You wouldn't download a mag rider. Commander, give me a status report. Okay, so the Zergfit is rushing us with tanks. They outnumber us 4-1. And you would like the comfort of a blanket and your mother's bedtime stories right now. Well, aren't you just an owner of a PhD and keeping it together? You are definitely the commander for the job of fighting against the greater force. Just because a Zerg is at your door does not mean that all is lost, so put on your big kid pants before the platoon notices you're losing it. So how do you win against a force that severely outnumbers you? Well, first off, get on Leader Chat and tell people that the Devil Dogs brought 666 Reavers again. For the most part, Leader Chat is just a bunch of bile in your ears, but eventually at least one person will bring their platoon to your aid and help turn the tide of battle. Until someone arrives to even the odds, the best you can do is slow down the encroaching force. So how do you slow down a Zerg-fit freight train? Well, first thing you do is you find your corners and milk them dry. Hills, buildings, moderately large rocks, anything that makes the enemy unable to see what they're walking into is your friend right now. The enemy has to come to you and you don't have to go anywhere. The second thing you do is maximize your distance. I'll explain this to you in case anyone recently took a phalanx round to the helmet, but the more distance you have from your enemies is more chances for them to get killed between where they are and the point. I'm sure all of us have been ordered by some rookie leader to make a suicidal charge across a field like it's flipping World War I. So we all know how bad it is to have a large gap between you and the objective you're trying to charge. When you're on the defending side of that gap, not only does it give you breathing room, but it gives you precious time for those assholes who said they'd be here 15 minutes ago to finally show up. So you're bottlenecking these guys like a madman and things are going okay. It's time to do a little proactive thinking while that platoon you're waiting for makes a stop at Starbucks to try some coffee brewed off that Clover machine, then they're using your credit card! Make sure to set up some mines and traps wherever you think a Sunderer may be deployed from the enemy. You don't want the enemies getting close to you, let alone getting spawning capability close to you. Also, make sure that you're telling your soldiers to wait for the medic after they die whenever possible. When you opt to just wait for the respawn and run back to the fight, not only are you giving the enemy time to advance against a weaker defense in your absence, but you are also guaranteeing that the enemy will gain some ground because you will meet at a new spot closer to the point when you finally run back. You don't want to lose any ground because that means you lose time for your friends to finally show up. That coffee better be good. While we wait for those jerks to show up, let's review what we learned. Keep it together. If you get demoralized, your whole platoon gets demoralized. Hit up Leader Chat and get reinforcements. Use corner cover and distance to slow the enemy down. Time is precious. Don't spawn at the spawn room. Wait for medics so you won't lose ground. Look at that! The reinforcements finally showed up and the tide is turning! You've done it, Commander! You've overcome the odds and held off a force much greater than your own. Remember what you learned here today and never give up. Be sure to like this video and comment about it because who knows, since the comment system is a little wonky right now, just do whatever. Make sure you subscribe to get lessons and tactics every Saturday. Until next time, leaders of our Axis.